We have people that say they can do everything. You know how to put in a fence.
But Sam is no doubt the leadership when it comes to fences and the renovation. He has a tremendous integrity. He handled the couple of little situations where every business, every construction business has issues. Sam has a trouble resolution process that's second to none. I personally seen him take care of things out of his own pocket.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Wind Down Wednesday. I am your host, Donita Divine, and today I have a couple of people here with me, so it's going to be a little crowded today. I'm going to start with Kelvin Russell, right? I'm going to let Kelvin Russell, my husband, is here because we have the one and the only Semoore from Semoore Fencing in the house.
Couldn't miss this.
Woo! Yes. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam.
Nice to be here.
Sam has been a tremendous support and family to the renovation room. He has been a sponsor for 3 years in a row for our picnic/festival. Anything that we do, our gala, he was a sponsor. He has worked on numerous projects for our own very own properties. And in Inglewood, was it?
Inglewood, yeah.
And he has been, when I tell you, when we need something, Sam is the first person to stand up for our business, for us as a couple. And we really, really and truly appreciate him. So I just want to introduce you all to Semoore.
All right.
Welcome, doctor.
Thank you.
So Sam, let me chat a little bit.
All right.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So how long have you, Semoore Fencing, been in business?
Technically, we've been in business 8 years.
8 years. Okay. So let's take it back. So tell me how Semoore Fencing got started and all that good stuff.
Well, I worked for a lot of different home improvement companies doing windows, doors, side and gutters. And I had various positions. I worked from the bottom. I did sales, telemarketing, canvassing. Now I moved up to management, executive management, vice president. But I spent the majority of my years as a sales trainer.
Oh.
And toward the end of that life, I was what's called a PSE. I was an exterior contractor for Lowe's, selling the same things. And things just didn't work out right.
Okay.
Me and them just didn't see eye to eye. And I remember I came home one day and I was talking with my daughters at the dinner table.
Uh-huh.
And I was just thinking to myself, I told my daughter, because she was in school to be an architect.
Uh-huh.
I said, can you make like this little logo? I just want to see something. She asked, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know, like a fence company. I don't know what to name it. And my signature has always been my first initial, middle initial, last name.
Okay.
So I said, it's fencing, Semoore Fencing, something fencing. And I looked at my signature.
Okay.
I said, you know what? Semoore Fencing. You can see more fencing. Just take that, put it with some pictures of some of these jobs I did and just see what you do. She made a logo. And I just made a post on Facebook of the logo my daughter made. And I put at the top of it, I'm just trying to see something. And I had like 300 people comment and like and love.
Oh, wow.
They said, go for it. When are you doing it? When is this starting? I said, okay.
And this was 9 years ago?
8 years ago.
8 years ago. Yeah. Okay. So were you doing fencing at Lowe's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lowe's was a big part of what we did over there. That's kind of where I learned the whole fencing business.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And, they didn't like selling fences. They were window heavy. Everything was windows. And
those
I said, fence thing seems kind of easy. I like it. It's fun. It's outdoors. It doesn't take too long. So I was their number one fence sales rep. For 5 years in a row. If people needed fences, they came to us.
Oh, wow.
I loved it, but they had restrictions.
Okay.
So it was just basic wooden fences, basic vinyl fences, basic chain link fences, no iron, of course, no composite, nothing creative at all.
So you couldn't be creative. You couldn't, and you're like that creative genius. You got things going to build it in your head. You're like, hey, I need to break out of here.
And they wouldn't let me. So After I got that response, I remember my very first appointment, a woman told me she was looking to have a vinyl fence done.
Okay.
And I went over to her house. She had a brand new vinyl fence. I said, well, why am I here?
She already had a vinyl fence?
Yeah, and it couldn't have been more than 2 to 3 months old at the most. And she took me to the yard. She said 5 or 6 of the pickets popped out of the fence.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, you know what? I'm not going to make you call somebody else. And I got on my knees and took the fence panel apart, popped them all back in. The woman tried to give me $20. I told her, I don't even need your money. This took a few minutes.
Oh, wow.
But she gave me 2 referrals.
Okay.
That ended up turning into my 2 first sales.
Oh, that's incredible.
Nice.
All because you were just being nice and, because you didn't want to take her money to give her a whole new fence when she just needed a little help.
She just needed 2 little 6-inch pickets, popped back into the rail, realigned, and pushed back into the post. It took no time.
Look at you. Look at God.
Right.
See, that's God. He's like, let me test him and see how serious he is. Wow.
You didn't even take the $20 tip, which speaks to you, who you are
Yeah.
and the growth where you are now 8 years later. You know what I'm saying? With that logo on your shirt. You know what I'm saying right now.
So is that the logo that she created?
No.
Oh, it was a different logo, and now you done upgraded now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Wow.
it was crazy. Things just started happening really quick,
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of my high school classmates. 'Cause I went to Hyde Park High School.
I know a lot of people from my mama graduated from there too.
Indians, all right, back in the Indians. Yes. And they reached out, and then 4 or 5 of my high school classmates bought fences, and then they started telling people. And then I got a text one day. It was a friend of mine named Steve. He said, "This is a group I found on Facebook. I don't know how many people in it. It's called the Renovation Room.
Yes.
But I see people asking for fences all the time."
And he thought of you.
Yeah.
See?
All right.
Important.
Let me see what they're talking about. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember my first post in there. I said, "Hi, my name is Semoore. If anybody needs fence work, please reach out. Quality service, quality products."
I remember that.
Wow.
The most
I remember
basic, ridiculous post
No, that's
the
great.
logo on that post.
Yeah, the red logo.
That's what stood out to me when I saw that. Because of course we were recruiting heavy.
Right.
I was like, finally a fence guy. Finally.
Yeah.
And so, how many, like in the first year of being in the renovation room, did you get some fence referrals or some clients?
That first year was August, I think August of 2020 when I
2020 during the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
So yeah.
And I remember when I went to Lowe's toward the end of the year, I told them every month it seems like I'm putting in about 30 or 40 fences.
Okay.
And at the time, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot.
But to compare to the Lowe's numbers, they couldn't believe it. They're like, "How are you doing it?" I'm like, "I'll put a fence in, take some pictures, make a post of the fence." I'll ask the customer, "Hey, if you're satisfied with everything, just make a post, let everybody know you're satisfied,
Right.
let them know we did the fence."
Yes.
And they did, and I'd get another one, and then they did, and I get another one, and then people would call, inbox, Facebook message. They'd go on my Facebook profile, find my email, start sending me emails.
Wow.
It was crazy.
In the first year.
The first 4 months.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't that many people in that year in the renovation room that did fences. I think it was
How
maybe
many
2 or
people
3
doing fences now?
It's
Like,
cute.
well, let me say this. We have people that say they can do everything. You know how to put in a fence.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but who is an actual fence company? I want to say.
There's a few.
Okay.
And I'm comfortable in saying, and this could be, we can go stat for stat with this, but Sam is no doubt the leadership when it comes to fences in the renovation room.
Absolutely.
And that's it's a lot of ways. And I know you. I'm gonna follow the format here, but Sam, anybody in the renovation room, all you need to do, for anybody that doubts what I say, is first of all, just scroll the feed right now and see how many times you see Semoore fencing in the last 24 hours, and then compare that to any other company you see that any other company, period.
Right.
So Sam markets. He has a tremendous integrity. He handled the couple of little situations where every business, every construction business has issues.
Yes.
That's a part of the business. Sam has a trouble resolution process that's second to none. I've personally seen him take care of things out of his own pocket. And in one of the incidents, he probably had a right to dispute with that customer, but he went above and beyond, had his team go out and make that repair.
Wow.
Beyond the person's warranty, right? So it's a lot of his background in sales and marketing, obviously. So yeah, no, he's leadership there with fencing. But there's a few, and we have some other good companies, and he also helps to mentor others that'll come along. I've seen him do that. And some of the younger, like maybe Wayne Jackson, Hands of Help. Is one of the guys that he works.
So he wants to do fencing too.
Mm-hmm. Wayne will do anything.
Right, because he be hanging from those things.
Wayne will get it done.
We're going to get Wayne on here too.
Call me Wayne.
I know that's right.
He's that guy's attitude, his energy, his personality. Yes. That man is
rookie of the year. He's rookie of the year.
Did you go to school for marketing?
No. I started out in home improvement sales at 20. That's a whole nother story. We can talk another day about that one. But
so you just have the gift of gab.
When I spent 20 years working at this one company, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I was corrected by the owners, the managers, the directors. And as they corrected me, they tell me, you can't do this because of this. You need to do this because of that. So I learned the right way to have a sales process put together, create a sales model, a profit margin model, the service model when it comes to conflict resolution, customer satisfaction, lead generation. And I just kept going and working in every single department for 2 decades in this company. And I literally learned everything that everybody in that company did.
Wow, that's impressive.
How I ended up getting my promotions into assistant manager, vice president, director of sales. It just kept growing and growing and growing. And I hate to not know something.
Me too.
So if there's anybody at a company that knows something I don't know, I want to know it. I want to know more than them.
Yes.
Educate, brother.
Yes.
So it's nothing I don't want somebody to say, I know this, Sam doesn't know how to do it.
Or hold something over your head. Because,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah. That's probably why I have so many businesses. But because certain things, when you are creative, it's just a need to learn. I have this hunger for knowledge, so I understand that we can relate.
Gotta know it all.
So you said you've been in the renovation room for about 5 years, 4 years, 2020. So and you just made was it rookie of the year? Contractor of the year? What you said rookie? That was for Wayne. Okay, I was like, that ain't right. No. Contractor of the year. He made contractor of the year at our 2023 gala. It was our first one. We had all the different homeowners and different people vote for you on who they think should be the contractor of the year. And undoubtedly, it was Semoore Fencing.
And this was a real poll, guys. This was no favoritism. We can show you the actual forms that were sent in and the count. This is a real form.
I had to go through all the different things, count all this. Some people wasn't even eligible for some stuff, but we ain't going to even get into all that. But we did have it. We're going to do it again this year. Sure. And it was like he won a lot of different categories. I didn't put that all out there. But what made the most sense was contract of the year. He was a landslide on that particular category. So yes, I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't. I don't know nothing about the numbers, y'all.
Yeah. No, and it was again, because we like to be one of the things with the renovation room. We love to be fully transparent.
Yes.
We want to be above board as much as we can. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
But we feel like we really working to build something that's going to outlast us. So in working with, and that's why I found it a pleasure, my brother, to call you a friend, and also a great leading business in that group. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself and other businesses look to you at certain, and like you, and it was interesting to hear you say, this is not by accident. So he basically said over 20 years, he spent in corporate learning different systems and departments, and it took time.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things and businesses take time. And I know in this new generation, we used to think getting things instant and microwave, but there is something to be said about staying day to day over time, over years, working on your process, and then you'll see where you'll end up.
Yeah.
So salute to you for that.
Salute to you, darling.
Thank you, guys.
So really I know that fencing is like a seasonal career or industry.
I know what you're about to say.
So tell me, how do you stay afloat, or what do you like? How do you manage your your company
That's what he said.
during the off
Okay,
seasons?
well, let me.
It's wind down
I'm
Wednesday.
winding down on my Wednesday. It's after work hours.
Okay.
And I know what he about to say because he marketed.
Okay.
I can see the post in my head about what he about to
Okay.
say, but go ahead.
All right. There are a lot of things that are seasonal.
Okay.
Fencing is not one of them.
Oh, they're not.
When
I
it
see that
comes
post.
to Semoore fencing.
In December with
Okay.
snow. I've seen that post several times.
So the reason a lot of companies shut down for the wintertime and don't want to come back out till March or April
Yeah.
is because they don't want to work in the wintertime.
Oh, you better spill the tea.
And I learned that working, with other companies and seeing how the installers acted.
Okay.
So a lot of them would want to go back somewhere warm or take a vacation for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all you need to do is just keep searching for different and better crews that you can manage and train to do stuff your way. They can't just be anybody that says I can do something.
Right.
And you let them know, hey, I work from January 1st to December 31st.
Really?
Now, I get it, insurance and OSHA and, safety hazards. So if it's below, let's say 15 degrees and it's a windy day, no, they're not going to work.
Okay.
Somebody can get extreme frostbite. People can get seriously bad.
But what about with snow on the ground?
Snow is just
snow. Is snow.
It's just white water. It's water. It's okay. You take a shovel, you move the snow. That snow is no big deal.
Okay.
And I need to say this into the camera. The ground does not freeze in the wintertime.
Really?
Let me repeat that to the other camera. The ground does not freeze in the wintertime.
I did not know that.
The top 1 to 2 inches can freeze up toward the end of February.
Okay.
At the end of the wintertime. And all you need to do is get what's called an ice core drill. It's a big machine shaped like a big can.
Okay.
It takes oil or gas.
So you have to make investments into your business in order to have this.
Yeah,
okay.
You either have your guys rent it or you buy your main cruise one. Sit that thing right over ice. That thing can cut straight through 8 inches of solid ice.
I just learned something.
It's what they use when they do ice fishing.
Yeah, that makes
in
sense.
Antarctica. I posted one in the room.
Nice.
I guess, because if they have stuff like this in other countries, that's always cold.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
Nice.
all year long, and I get it. I have 3 crews that say I'm not working in the winter. I say that's fine.
Okay. You have 3 crews.
That will not work in the winter.
No, let's go back. You have 3 crews?
I have probably right now. I just let a crew go.
Okay.
If they don't do my quality work, you're not going to work for me. So right now I have 9.
9 crews?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's impressive.
Big time right here.
I'm nowhere near big time.
So compared to 2020, I know everybody was in their yard.
Yeah.
2020, 2021 because we couldn't go anywhere. So people started investing in their homes. Has the trend died down, or are we even? How is the market?
Back then, the market was, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people had a lot of extra money from somewhere.
Those PPP loans.
Don't know where. A lot of people had a lot of money to put into their homes.
Okay.
They were buying decks and fences and windows and new cars and trips to Cancun. I don't know where their money came from. Doesn't matter. But
not your concern. As long as they splitting it with you.
I was booked out on just appointments for like 30 days or more back then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we couldn't get to people just to give them a price for a month. And then the installs were backed out like 3 months or 4. It was crazy.
But was it also because of the equipment and the products? Was things back ordered then because of the pandemic?
Yeah, for about 3 or 4 months, it was a freeze on all treated lumber.
Yeah.
You couldn't get wood.
I remember that.
So I remember I had to send a truck. It was like 318 miles to some weird city in Wisconsin. I had to get a guy with a box truck, paid him incredibly too much money.
Oh,
to
wow.
go pick up loads of 2x4s, pickets, 4x4s, white vinyl posts and panels. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
So I had to just find where the material was and go get it while, a lot of people would say, oh, I can't get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. So we don't have it. I'm like, no, somebody got it.
So
I got to get it. I'm going to find it. If they in Arizona and I got to order it and have it shipped to me, I'm going to get it.
It seems like with these day and times, you might be able to shop around now because things are online to grab.
The market today is fencing. Let's be honest. Fencing for about 10% of the time is a necessity or need.
Right.
90% of the time it's a want.
Facts.
People don't need a fence.
Right.
Composite fence with wrought iron and solar post caps.
Right.
You know, you don't need that.
Because that's what I want.
Right. We finally
like he just said everything that I want.
They don't need the Donita fence, right? You know, they just.
But when you want to be extra,
they just want it. So because of the way that we've marketed over the last 4 years in the room, after one or two people asked us to, customize and create something, I said, okay, let's go with that. I started customizing and creating more things. And I started telling people, hey, don't go basic. Why don't you do this? Instead of 4x4s, let's go with a 6x6.
Yeah.
Instead of vertical, let's go with horizontal. And we're not going to use pickets. We're going to use deck boards.
Oh.
A thick 5/4 decking board. Make it thick.
But that creativity comes with a price.
Yeah. Okay. The material costs more. The labor obviously costs more.
Yeah.
It's a premium product. But because of the way that we've done those jobs and marketed it, a lot of people are calling now because they want those things.
Yeah, specialized.
So half of the appointments we get, people wanting the composite with the wrought iron or the aluminum tracks and frames, the scone lights that we put on the windows, or 8-foot tall horizontal
scone lights. Oh yeah, I like the scone lights.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, those are nice.
So they just want to talk to us and see something else we can create. What's the next new thing? So thank God, half of our appointments are always filled with those people. And then the other half are just people that want a regular privacy fence because they don't want to see the neighbors, or they want to keep the dog in, or keep the other neighbor's dog out, or for whatever reason.
Right.
We kind of have a mix.
So what challenges do you face since you said you work year round? Oh, yeah. So I was thinking that might have been a challenge, but what challenges do you face in the fencing industry?
Challenges? How many you want?
3.
All right. Number one challenge, and I was hoping you asked me about that, is a customer's expectations.
Okay.
Making sure that not only me, but, right now I have 5 sales reps that also run appointments. And all 6 of us have to set the exact same expectation.
Yeah.
And make sure it's clear.
Okay.
So the biggest thing, and this is going to sound so minor, is customers buying a privacy fence and not understanding that there's a gap between the gate and the fence. So every gate that opens, the gate is a part.
Yeah. It's a separate thing.
Learning moment. There's a difference between the word fence and the word gate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Gate means it opens and closes, commonly referred to as a door, but it's called a gate. Fencing is just solid.
Right.
Yeah. So people, when they buy a privacy fence, we put it in the gates.
Okay.
They say, well, it's a big gap between the gate and
where
the
the hinges are. Is that what they're thinking?
Where the hinge is and the latch. They say, I can put my hand in there.
Okay.
That's exactly the purpose of the space.
Okay.
So the hinge is about 2 inches thick.
Okay.
It's attached to the post and the gate.
Right.
It creates that space.
Right.
Where, you can see inside your privacy fence where that hinge is.
Right.
And then where the latch bar goes into the latch, it also needs to be a space because the gate can't rub against the post.
Right. It has to have it has to maneuver.
Yeah. Now, some people will ask, and it's totally unacceptable to me.
Okay.
Can we just take a superficial piece of wood and put it on the gate and cover up the gap so they don't see it? Yeah, we can. But if that wood ever swells or anything and the bar that's holding the latch leans in a little bit, that superficial piece we nailed on that gate is going to break off when it touches that post. And now you're calling me saying a piece of wood just fell off my gate. Come fix it. Come do this. Come do that. It's wrong.
Yeah. So you know what I hear?
Yeah.
I hear a moneymaker from you.
What you mean?
If you can find out a way to fix that problem.
You can't. You can't.
It's always something.
So if I can interject. So, and sitting here listening to you, because I've learned a couple things using already, right? So that's one of the purposes of the renovation room as well. So most of the people that look like us are, and this is a fact, are first-time homeowners.
Okay.
They don't know about, they're learning about home maintenance items and construction and getting projects done, myself included. I've learned a bunch of things over the years.
Right.
So that's a huge part why we push trying to educate in the renovation room because of that fact. Like people don't understand. Like there should be, like you just said, there should be a gap. They think it's something that's wrong.
Like you did it wrong. Like it's
exactly. So that's why I constantly encourage. And Sam has been huge in that. He posts fence knowledge all the time along with his marketing. He also teaches quite a bit.
Number one is it's with wood fences mainly that we have issues with.
Okay.
Customers not clearly understanding what to expect.
Yeah. Okay.
So a piece of wood is a tree somebody cut, and then they cut it again, and they gave you a piece of wood.
Right.
Okay. If you don't make it, you just put it up.
Just put it up for you.
So people say, well, you bought bad wood as opposed to good wood. I say, well, okay, I get it. It's a tree. So I buy wood.
Oh, wow.
And this whole thing with bad wood versus good wood, it's the age that the time the wood has been sitting on the shelf.
Right.
So if it's a freshly cut tree, freshly dipped in the AC green treatment to make it treated wood, and then we go buy it as soon as it comes in, as the sun beats on it, if it's a day like today where it's 90-something degrees, it's going to dry too quick.
Yeah.
And the edges will start to curl around where
it hasn't been treated. I mean, it hasn't been living long enough, I would say.
Right.
Because, yeah.
So, if it's the right weather conditions, if we were to go in there and buy a piece of wood that looks slightly gray, like it's been sitting on the shelf for about a month or two, and then we put that up, no problems. But then the customers will say, well, that looks like you bought old wood. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
Right.
I put it up, it's fresh, brand new. You see how that wood looks, it's brand new wood. But then a few months down the line, you start to see slightly, curls and shifts in the wood. It's not something we did wrong. It's wood. So
I think you should. Do you have the pamphlet that says this?
Well, I tell my customers when I see them, for the most part, not saying I'm perfect, there's something that's called a Thompson weather seal.
Okay.
It's a clear coat that anybody with a wood fence, wood deck, anything made of wood in the outdoors, you should put the Thompson weather seal on there within the first 30 days.
Oh.
It'll prevent, the wood from shifting
and warping and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it settles into the fibers of the wood. Okay. Even if you just put a thick coat on just one side, it doesn't even have to be both sides.
Okay.
But please don't stain or paint that fence for at least a good, I'd say 6 months or more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, especially paint, because if you put an opaque paint on wood, it's going to isolate it, and any moisture that's left inside of there is going to rot that fence out from the inside out.
Oh, wow.
That's why they always say wait about a year before you
paint it. Okay. So you're saying as soon as they get within 30 days, they can put the Thompson weather seal. Now, can you stain it after that, or should we?
Sure.
You
could still need to wait a few months. Let it dry out.
Really? Yeah, so you can stain it after you put the seal on it. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Weather seal, it soaks into the fibers of it.
Okay.
So it's not just water. It's going to, dry up and grab the fibers close together.
Okay, cool.
But wood fences is a big thing. The ground.
Okay.
How close the fence is to the ground. There's a lot of people with pocket dogs. Whole lot of pocket dog people. Chihuahuas, miniature this, miniature that.
This is one of my issues. Go ahead and tell me.
They don't want the dog to go under the gate, under the fence. It's got to be on the ground.
Facts.
Okay, I get it. The ground, like I just told you a while ago, the top inch or two freezes, right?
Yes.
Just like an ice cube in the freezer, water expands when it freezes.
Yes.
If I take a vinyl fence, put it dead on the ground as tight as I can get it, for middle, end of February or March, when that ground heaves up and freezes, your fence is going to start to buckle because the ground is pushing up against your fence.
Huh.
It's not supposed to be on the but hold on.
I never knew that.
It gets deeper than that. Where you guys live, all right, the ground slopes down, back up, and over. Nobody's ground is 100% flat. It's not a plane, like a piece of, plain wood, metal, or whatever. We have to put a fence up level. The top of that fence has to be level, perfectly straight.
Okay.
If your ground is not level, if you look at the bottom of your fence, you're going to see dip, down, dip up, dip, down, dip up, up, down, down. And you're going to have gaps.
Okay.
And customers expect the fence guy to fix that. Because, they say, well, it wasn't there before with my old fence. I get it. Your old fence was put in wrong. That's why we're here.
Oh, wow.
You put your new one in right, and now you see the gaps. I get it. But one thing we can't do, and I've actually done this a few times, I went out and bought, 20, 30 bags of topsoil and put it up under the level up and cover up the gaps because a woman had a very little, this dog was so small I could put it in my back pocket. And she just wanted it covered.
Yeah.
But what we do as a practice to try to keep people from being mad about that, once we take all the dirt out of the holes, the old industry used to say, load it up on a truck, take all the dirt away.
Right.
No, we're going to take the dirt that we took out of the hole. The hole's filled with concrete for
right.
the most part. And we're going to put it along the perimeter of that fence.
Okay.
To cover up any of the gaps that are there, and it'll level down over time.
Okay.
So the fence is still an inch or two off the ground, but the dirt from the holes is lined up all down the line.
Yeah, I get that because I do see in the neighborhood they have fences that are level at the top, but then the bottom be like doing a dance, and I don't want that. I don't like the dance look.
Think about it if it was done the opposite way. If they pushed it all the way to the ground, now that whole fence is looking like a heart monitor, just up, down.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
They're both horrible.
It's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. We want it to be pretty.
Yeah. And so like our neighbor just got a fence and it's really nice. You would like it. He shut us down because he always saying he got all the money in the world. I'm going to say that it wasn't you only because our neighbor next to you used you.
Yes.
So he hates her. So he's not going to use whoever she is.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he got a fence but like he has like a stair step fence, it looks like, I think. And
it racked. Yep.
And I don't know how I feel about that. And like you said, we do have slopes. We have a slope on one side, I feel like, not on the other side. So I don't know, but we'll talk about fences. Yeah. But yeah. Ooh.
It's gonna be pretty.
Who knew fencing was so complicated?
It can get very, very complicated. But the thing of it is, it's communication.
Yeah.
So we should know, the sales guys up front, my operations people, my coordinators.
Right.
We need to communicate better. We're never perfect. No matter how good we get, we need to be better. Every day, all day.
And managing the customer's expectations. Because if somebody has it in their mind, like you said, people want something, but we have to know ahead, like this, tell me what your ideal look is. And be like, okay, this is why it will or won't work for you. And as long as they know in the door, that should help them with whatever their end result. Because like I said, some people are on Instagram, on social media, and they see one thing
interest.
And I feel like you're talking about somebody. But they see it, and even they're in another state or a different country, wherever this location is not your location. So you have to keep in mind the differences that you have in your yard versus what you see on social media.
And companies like us, we do a great job at saying we're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Somebody showed me a fence last Thursday, I believe. Sent me a picture from Pinterest. Said they saw this from somebody in California. They want us to do it. I said, no.
That's California.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Wow.
I said, do you know somebody that does? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we don't. Okay.
Like, no.
Yeah.
But I can do this.
Yeah. Totally. We do this, and that. Our selection is more broad than most.
Yeah.
And we can create some things you probably haven't even seen yet.
Right.
If you show me something somebody just made, they took some dog bowls and some iron and spray painted it and whatever. I'm not doing something weird and crazy just because you think it's okay.
My neighbor's fence is nice. So you did it. You did it. I mean, the one that you did, not him.
Oh yeah.
We ain't talking about him no more. He's over.
With those black panels.
Yes, that set it off. I was like, that was amazing. So I can't wait to outdo her. She's watching. But no, it's really those black and white, and then the caps on the top.
Oh yeah.
You set that off. It was really nice.
Yeah, and it's something big that you just said too. It's something called overpromising and under delivering.
Yeah.
And so that's big and huge for people to take note, especially entrepreneurs. Don't stick to what you know that you do. And that's something, again, with Sam. Sam does fences. Sam will tell you, I do fences. I don't do anything else.
Right.
This is my lane. This is where I'm at.
Right.
Not only that, I do a certain type of fence, and it has to be the right way, or it has to be the Semoore fencing way.
Yep.
And that's important for people to realize, because sometimes you get some of our brothers and sisters that get caught in situations where they overpromise and underdeliver, and that's just
it's hard to come back from it.
Yes, indeed.
It's detrimental to your business.
I've learned that lesson myself.
Only way out of that is to pay your way out of it.
Yeah. Because that's what they're looking for. They're like, well, pay me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
In your 8-year, 9-year tenure of working on fences, just on your business, not in Lowe's. Well, you can talk about Lowe's experience too.
Okay.
What has been the most significant or impactful, like memorable installation or job you've done?
Everybody probably can already imagine. It was a guy I met in 2021.
Okay.
He lived in Semoore, and when I ran the appointment, I was mad because it took me a long time to get there. It was the middle of the winter time, and the house looked like a condemned building. And the tree roots, the weeds were about 2-3 feet high, and on top of it was about 2 or 3 feet of snow.
Oh.
I'm talking up to my knees.
Okay.
And he told me he wanted a fence. He wanted something unique, nice. He's going to fix this house up, and it's going to be this and that. So I literally walked through this yard with a tape measure, 100-foot soft tape. My legs were drenched. I had ice in my shoes.
Oh, my goodness.
It was ridiculous. And I gave this guy a price. He said, price it as vinyl, price it as wood, price it this way, price it that. I give this guy all these different prices. He said, okay, well, I'll get back with you one day when we're ready.
When we're ready?
Yeah, and I just sat in my car. I was so mad. I couldn't believe it. And the craziest thing happened is that in 2024? In January again, 2023, the same guy calls me back. I didn't remember his first name. I remembered his last name. He had a unique last name, and he was a doctor. I can put his information out. But He said, I'm ready now. And I looked it up in my phone. I said, not this guy. So he told me to come back out, remeasure the yard, and give him a different type of fence. And I'm like, yeah, this is a waste of time. But whatever. I go, I measure it. This house looks like a brand new construction mansion was just built.
Oh, wow.
I said, this can't be that house. And he came out laughing. He's like, yeah, we had to knock this down, build an addition here, put another garage over there.
He wasn't ready because he had some other stuff to do.
I said, I couldn't believe this guy.
Wow.
And we're showing him fences. He wanted a specific type of gray to match his house. And
his
black garage door. I couldn't find anything. I'm trying to find something. I said, you know what? It's a new panel that just came out that I got from this manufacturer. It's a gray panel, and it's got a black, like an Aztec lattice at the top.
That sounds nice.
So I said, you know what? This is what I can get you. I showed it to him. I priced it out. I said, give me a day or two to get the numbers right. I never ordered it. Nobody did. He told me nobody buys it because the panel costs too much.
Okay.
I give him the price, and it was a whole lot more. Let's just say it was about 3 to 4 times more than the average job.
Oh, wow.
More than the average big job.
Oh, wow.
He said, okay, let's do it. I said, you gotta be kidding.
This year? Or last year? Last year. Okay.
Beginning of last year. I said, okay, so I sent him the contract. I said, let's see if he pays the deposit. He paid the deposit in a minute after I sent the contract to him. And after I posted that picture of this man's yard, and you'll remember when I tell you what the yard looks like. He had an in-ground swimming pool with the mini golf course, with the gigantic gray fence with the black top.
Oh my gosh.
All 3 gates are double door gates. It was 342 feet of fence. And it took us 2 weeks to do that job. That is the absolute nicest fence I've ever done. I'm sorry if I offend anybody else.
No.
But I couldn't believe how nice that came out.
That sounds amazing. And you know what? That just goes to show that you stayed true to your, you said, you know what? I don't know if this person is going to be legit or not, but I'm going to still give it all I got. Even though... Man, that's amazing.
Some people would have got emotional.
Yeah.
Or they'd have said, oh, I'm not wasting my time anymore. And look at what happened. Probably the best job that you've done to date.
Yeah. And I will
later.
I never prejudge anybody.
That speaks to patience.
That speaks volume and your character.
Who you are, going out there in 3 feet of snow.
Man, the snow was at my knee. It was... I wanted to just turn around and just say, no, I can't do this.
Yeah. And I think possibly too, how you handled that first initial meeting with him. He remembered that. And you did everything. Every time he asked for something, you gave it to him. And then he probably was like, okay, I'm going to get this fence. And I want to work with this guy. Yep. Let me see if he give me, let me call him. He may not have said, well, let me see if he's going to give me. He may not even thought. He was a nice guy. He did what I asked. but we had to get this house together. And I thought you were gonna tell me he didn't own the house, but look.
Oh no, he owned it, and it took him 3 years, two and a half years to get it where he wanted it.
And it looked
amazing.
Wow!
And that fence makes that yard even more amazing. Somebody calls me at least once or twice a week for that one fence.
Oh wow!
Nice. Yeah, because you got your Semoore fencing tag.
Yep, and I took a picture right in front of the whole thing. He
did a
favor and took a picture for me with me in it.
Nice.
That is nice.
That
was incredible, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And now what's the name of these panels? No, I can't afford them. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was a nice fence.
So
we've done a lot of incredible ones. That just happens to be my personal favorite.
Okay. And this was in Flossmoor.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you said you had crews and stuff. Who does your admin work?
Currently, there's 3 people.
Okay.
I kind of figured you'd ask me that question. When I first started out, I didn't know if this was going to work.
Okay.
You know, I was going to get back in the window business. I actually applied to be one of the VPs at Renewal by Anderson.
Oh, wow.
And I made it to the top 3 people. It's going to be a national vice president. Almost got it. Wow. But I didn't know if it was going to work.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to do everything myself.
Okay.
So I'm making my own phone calls, setting appointments. I'm typing up contracts, saying, please respond. I didn't have a formal contract. I had nothing. It was just me.
Right.
All me. And it was okay because I only ran, 1 or 2 appointments a day at the most.
Okay.
And I got to tell you the stupid story. I hope I'm out of time.
No, you good.
On April 1st, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had caught COVID in January that year.
Okay.
It was a bad week, but I got through it. That was whatever. But on April 1st, I'm walking through a yard, measuring the yard. This was in like Griffith, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, I couldn't breathe. And a woman started asking me questions, and I'm gasping. I literally was moving my mouth, and nothing came out, no air. And then I literally just dropped to my knees and was gasping.
Oh my God!
In the yard, and this is 2021, beginning of the year. She's scared. I got COVID. She literally ran in the house.
Away from you?
Oh yeah. She just looked at me and ran.
Did she call 911?
Nothing.
Wow.
Finally, about 5 minutes later, I was able to get my breath. I got back in the car.
5 minutes later, you could have died.
I was literally on my knees in this woman's yard for 5 minutes, and I drove to the gas station and called one of my friends. I told him what happened. He said, "Man, you need to go to the doctor." He said, "You've been complaining about being short of breath ever since you had COVID.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know what this stuff is. It was no vaccine or nothing. This was just COVID. Everything was on full lockdown still."
Right.
So I had said, okay, I went to the doctor the next morning at like 3 a.m. So I still was having breathing trouble. And the doctor told me, "You can't go home." I said, "I gotta go home. I got 4 appointments tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
I can barely breathe. They put this thing called a BPAP on my face to force air down my lungs and drag it back out. I couldn't breathe. I'm texting the doctor, showing him a text. I have 4 appointments. I cannot.
He's like, "You're not gonna have no appointments if you leave this hospital."
That's exactly what they told me. So they put me in intensive care, and they're telling me, if we can't figure out how to get you to breathe, you can't go home.
Wow.
So I thank God.
Oh my goodness!
One of my best friends, his name was Damon at the time. God bless him. He passed a couple years ago.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
I text him. I said, "Listen, man, these are 4 appointments I'm supposed to go." I said, "This is a measure wheel. Don't worry about it. I tell you what to use. I'm texting all of this." I said, "I just need you to go measure the yards. Tell all the people you're my measure foreman. You're just there to give measurements, and we'll get them a price in 48 to 72 hours."
Nice.
I said, "Now I'll talk to you about it later." I can't talk.
Oh my God! But you felt okay, but you just couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the machine had me breathing fine.
Got it.
It was a machine.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was crazy, but I couldn't talk now.
Oh
I'm
my
in the hospital.
How long were you in the hospital?
They let me go after 1 day. So it was
and did they tell you what it was?
To this day, they don't know. They told me I have what's called COVID lung.
And you still got it?
Yeah, my breathing's still not right. It's about 40%.
I felt it. Okay, I didn't have that, but I felt like ever since I had COVID, it's harder for me to breathe.
Yeah. But I have inhalers and nasal steroids.
Really?
Montelukast. Yeah, I got. Yeah. I haven't been able to breathe right ever since that day.
Do they have like an EpiPen, whatever?
Well, the
something?
nasal steroids and the inhalers work pretty good.
And you keep it on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there in my pocket. But when that happened, I thank God for being God. Right?
Yes.
Damon became my first salesperson.
Oh, I love it.
And one of my closest friends, and I can say her name. Her name is Devoria Gordon. God bless you. You saved me, my life, my business, my kids.
I love
we
it.
love you. So I worked with her at Lowe's. She helped out, as being my assistant there a few times.
Okay.
I texted her because I still couldn't talk that good. She said, "I help you with whatever you need. Just tell me what to do."
I love it.
So I said, "Okay, when people call, I'm going to forward you the voicemail.
Yeah.
I'll send you the text. I'll let you log into my email. Just get the appointment set up for Damon to run them. Damon has to run the appointments, come to my house at night. I'll price the jobs out."
Oh, my God. Nice. But that's good. You had your own little, you built a team.
Yeah, the basement.
It don't matter where it need to be. I mean, it's where you get what you got.
It got so crazy after that because Damon had a bubbly personality. Kind of like Wayne. And people loved him. So
he was good at what he did.
From him, the people to call him because of the stuff I was doing.
Nice.
So I had to hire 2 salespeople immediately after that. And then Devoria said, "I can't answer all these phone calls. I got a life. I said, "I understand." So then I had to hire another person to answer phones, and she wasn't available. And then the calls got too heavy for them.
Oh, wow.
And I found myself within, I don't know, a year and a half, I had to have 4 people. I had to have 3 that were just answering the phone calls, outbound, inbound, sending out the emails, the other different ways we get appointments. You have to send messages out. That's a full-time job for 3 people.
Right.
And I had to have somebody else help me to order all the materials, make sure the deliveries go out, manage getting the deposits in, manage paying out the crews. It literally blew up in 1 year. But none of that would have happened if I hadn't fell out on my knees in this woman's backyard.
God was ready to elevate you in another way you never expected.
Yeah. Wow. And I tell my kids and my girl that often. It's like I was happy, my 3 or 4 sales a week, and
look at you now.
Bills were paid.
Yeah.
Well, now you missed the fence.
I'm nobody. But I used to joke with her like, "Hey, I'm a simple man. Just give me a TV, a table, and a recliner, and I'm okay."
Same. But that speaks to something that me and Nita talk about, and I kind of study, hearing that quite a bit. And they say that most successful people go through some sort of storm or struggle before they make that next step. And that's another thing as far as we're literally in real time building processes and systems. Heck, we just started something called the Renovation Room Administration.
That's why I asked.
And what Sam is speaking to, is part of the problem we're trying to help us included, help people solve, is where we're so used. A lot of us are first generation business owners and entrepreneurs. So we feel like as an entrepreneur, we need to do everything within that business, which is, of course, not the way. It's especially if you want to grow.
Right.
There's something called being self-employed, and then there's something actually in having a real business with real systems and processes and procedures.
Yeah.
So that you speaking to that, you went through that terrible time, but it also made you say, look, you literally had to reach out to Brother Damon.
I had no choice.
Yeah, and start that, and then start bringing in other people, and you start growing. Now you growing and continuing to grow. So, man, salute to you.
Well, you got to be nice to people.
Yes,
you're right.
Sure.
Got Devoria to work for me, and my current admin is Kaida, and Carolyn is my operations and admin. Just
I love
all
that.
of them to work together, and they all help me, and they care about the business.
Yeah, and that's important because sometimes you need somebody to care about the business as much, maybe not as much as you do, because it's going to always be your baby. But when somebody do care about you and care about your business, and they want you to succeed, and then they want everybody to succeed, that's the winning team.
It's a team.
Yeah.
And they all have to care.
Yeah. They all have to care. They have to care about the client. You just got to have some good people. So when you are good, then you attract good people. I think it's a recipe for success.
I'm a former athlete, and I looked up to Walter Payton, who was a running back, of course, for the Chicago Bears. Walter Payton couldn't get those yards unless that offensive line, Van Horn, and everything was blocking for him. That's how we have to look at our business. We have to build a team. And trying to do it by yourself, ask Michael Jordan. He didn't win championships until they built a team around him.
He was the best, though. So.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. Oh, of course he's the GOAT. But
I think he could have carried it by himself. I'm a fan.
To get past the Pistons, Scotty had to hit that weight room. Scotty and Horace had to hit that weight room. Horace got the goggles. They couldn't get past Detroit until they did that work. So
yeah, you cannot do everything by yourself.
You cannot. Yeah. Not if you want your business to flourish.
Yeah.
If you want to stay just right here, then you do everything yourself. And
you can't. If you're doing good work and you're right there at that low level, you're going to get referrals.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the referrals are going to give you referrals. And it's going to keep growing. You can't stay right here unless you start telling people, no, I won't come.
Right.
Yeah. In that case, now you turn away money. Now you turn opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Both.
So a good company with a good vision and good structure, they're going to have to hire administrative help, operations help, sales help.
Yeah.
It's no other way.
So what is your vision for Semoore Fencing?
Worldwide.
To get from today to tomorrow.
Okay.
Nice, but
nice.
I have a goal, a dream.
Yes.
So my dream is crazy.
Is this like a 5-year, or is it like a through the roof type of?
The ultimate goal.
Okay, the ultimate goal. I love it.
Yes, some people call me crazy, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, me too.
I want to be the only $1 billion home improvement company to ever exist.
Okay.
There's never been one.
Oh, okay.
The biggest home improvement companies that normally all with local or semi-local, 2 or 3 states. They get up to 200, 300, 400 million, and that's about it.
Oh,
they're capped because they don't really see a vision. But I want to be able to grow this company to where I can have 12 crews north, 12 crews south, 12 crews west, 12 crews east in Indiana, and every one of them is working every single day. And then we grow organically from central Chicago, and we go through the entire state of Indiana, entire state of Wisconsin, entire state of Michigan, go up to Minnesota, go over to Iowa, just keep going up and down until we can spread this whole country.
So are you working in other states right now?
Currently, we only do Indiana and Illinois.
Okay, Northwest Indiana. What about Indianapolis?
No, we don't go that far.
I don't know. I just thought that. Okay,
right there,
just Northwest Indiana and Chicago. Okay, so it's safe to say in the next couple of years you'll be maybe venturing out into other states.
Yeah,
so you can start going towards that plan of taking over the world.
I'm not trying to take the world over, but it's all money based. People think hey, Semoore Fencing's rich. No, we're not. The bigger you grow, the more money you have to spend.
Oh, that's true.
If we were making an extra $50,000 a year and then we had to hire 2 admins for $25,000 a year, I make the exact same amount of money.
Yes, you balancing it out. We got to put the money in the stuff out there. You got to teach the people because once you invest in your business, you will grow. But a lot of times it's the processes that grows too. It's the everything in the back end to make everything go smoothly before you really start seeing the increase in the revenue.
Yeah. So in 5 years, I want to be all throughout Wisconsin, all throughout Michigan, all throughout Indiana.
I was just saying about the camera.
All throughout Illinois. And just want to take it over.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So is there anything or any advice you can give some people who are interested in becoming in the fencing industry?
Fencing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or would look to be mentored by you.
You have to learn everything you can about the process.
Okay.
So you need to know what you can do, what you can't do.
Yeah.
If you can't do something, don't try.
Okay.
Because you're going to mess somebody's house up.
Right.
So you start off learning, okay, I can put up a wood fence, a chain link fence, a vinyl
Start
fence.
small.
Yeah, but you need to know how to price it, how to install it.
Okay.
The right way.
Okay.
And you need to know how to notice the wrong way.
Okay.
You need to not only sell it, but you need to sell it to make a profit, to make a living.
Have you thought about having like some type of Semoore fencing workshops?
I have.
Nice.
But
I'm always thinking about money.
The thing of it is, I've done that. Like I said, I was a sales trainer for the majority of my life. It's an intricate thing that takes multiple days.
Yeah.
And it's valuable information.
Yeah.
I thought about it. Yeah, I could do it for free. I just,
And don't watch me shake my head.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah,
this is free.
I mean, I would love to teach people who are open to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, it's nothing with giving away some gems, but if you're doing like a master class or something like that, let it be that, and
I want to have a 3-day class where I can go from A to Z on how to create a corporate model, on what a break-even point is, on how to, determine and create a profit margin. How do you price? What is your price? Some people say, well, as long as I can make a couple $100. No, that's not intelligent.
No.
Yeah.
Because if you meet somebody one day that wants to invest in your company, they say, well, okay, you sold $2 million. What's your profit margin? What are you going to say?
That's true.
But if it's fixed and I can say, hey, I make 20%.
Yeah.
Period. Doesn't matter what I sold, 20% of that amount is profit. Fine. Okay. Now I can do bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, they got to know exactly how to set up the business from the beginning, set up a business plan, execute that business plan, who is needed and what are their roles, what are their titles, what are their roles, what are their hours, what are their days.
And that's something that we are working on as well. Not in the fencing area, it's just more of the business aspect, because we do realize that a lot of people, which is why we started the Contractors Association, the Renovation Room Contractors Association, which he is a part of, and he was the first person to sign up. So this is like, when I say supportive, he supports.
Yeah, he's a definition of support.
Yeah. And so we do realize that a lot of people are not at the level that you are in right now, but they are at the beginning phases and they don't even have a business page, or they don't have a logo. They don't have, of course they don't have an admin, but they do a lot of no calls, no shows, or they don't have their business properly set up. They don't have an LLC, or they don't have, it's just a lot of things what they don't have, but they do make money job to job, and they go spend it and not really reinvesting, but putting it back into their business to grow their business and become a legit business. So that's kind of what one of our passion projects is to really help those businesses, as well as, and we learn every day. We're like, oh, we didn't do that? We don't have that. Like, I listen to somebody else who may be in another level on their business. And when they talk to me, ask me questions, I'm like, oh, no, I don't have that. That's good. That's good to know. Let me find out. So I love the fact that you want to teach people on how to get their business together.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a few people in the renovation room and had some meetings with some people that own some businesses, and once you understand that you could sell $1 million in revenue and be broke at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
facts.
You got to make enough to pay all the business expenses,
taxes,
plus your personal ones, plus you got to pay taxes.
Yes.
So if you do $1-2 million, don't go bragging about it.
Yeah.
My company did this much last year, but you're still broke.
Yeah. Well, what did you bring home in that?
Yeah. So that's why I never get big-headed and people like, oh my God, look how many sales you got. Look what your company did. No.
Still got to eat.
No, I don't have a private jet. I don't have a mega yacht. Now, when I get there, I'll brag.
It's coming.
Now, when you get there, we won't find you. You'll be like watching your commercials on TV.
Yeah. Gonna be somewhere in the Caribbean.
So before we go, tell me about, and I'm gonna let you go soon, but like competition. How do you deal with competition?
I don't have competition.
Okay.
Oh.
There are people that do similar things that we do.
Okay.
But I don't compete with anybody.
Okay. Because you're in your own lane and you're going to do what you love and you're going to be the best in what you do. And then that just kind of knocks everybody else out the park.
Yeah. So customers tell me all the time, I had, company XYZ ABC come in and they were 200 cheaper than you, 800 cheaper than you, 1,000 cheaper than you.
Right.
And I say, okay.
Okay. Right. So what does that mean?
Give them an awkward silence. And they say, well, is there any other room you have with this price? I don't.
Okay.
Because I don't know if that company's licensed, bonded, insured.
Okay.
And the amount of money I need to run my company may not be what they need to run their company.
Okay.
So I have employees and I have children.
Yeah.
Okay. So my company's price is my company's price, and I keep it fair. I don't gouge anybody.
Right.
But there's always somebody that's just like me when I started.
Right.
A fence costs $1, labor costs $1. I want to make $1. Here it is for $3.
Yeah.
But now I got to buy a license. I got to buy a bond. I got to register with the state of Illinois.
Right.
I got to buy some tools. I got to do services, which are just extra money that's coming from nowhere.
Right.
So I need.
You don't have any wiggle room to, like, if something happens, then you're like, well, I charged you $1 extra, you know. So I mean, under. Yeah, so you have to make sure you account for that.
So I let people know, hey, you know what? I give you a warranty with everything we do. We do it wrong, I'm coming back to fix it.
Oh,
you know, and if it's done wrong, you know what? I'm not even going to try to fix it. I'm going to take it down and I'm going to redo the whole thing again.
Okay, that's great.
You know, and it literally just happened. I'm not scared to admit a problem. I had a crew that I let go.
Okay.
Did a double door wooden gate, a simple gate.
Okay.
But they framed it wrong.
Okay.
And I told them to go fix it, and they went and tried to fix it, and it looked like the most, use this word, janky crap I'd ever seen in my life. They just cut a piece of wood, put it on top of the gate just to try to make it fit. I said, no. And I called the woman. I said, you know what? I get it. It looks ridiculous to you and to me. I'm sending somebody over there tomorrow. We're going to take the whole gate down and throw it away, and I'm rebuilding that whole gate.
Okay.
It's like, well, what is that costing me? It's not. We did it wrong, and we're about to redo it right.
Good. You made it right. Yeah. I love that.
So that's why my price
is your price.
Yeah. The cheapest guy is going to say, well, you didn't say nothing when I was here.
Yeah.
And I already got your money. Bye.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's right.
To quote Fat Joe. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Wow. So that's good. I love that. I love it. We so happy to have you be a part of our Renovation Room family. Kelvin had a whole list of things that he wanted to say. I didn't hope we were. Do you have anything that you want to add?
Do a part two.
Right?
Right. We got enough material, right? No, I just want to thank the brother Sam, man, for sure. And this is sincere. Everything we doing is sincere here. But just off the top of my head, I worked with him the very first time directly was our property we rehabbed in Inglewood.
Right.
He knocked that out the park. I have been watching him when he first came into the room, so I already was familiar. I said, this is the guy. When he came in, because I kind of look at the renovation room a little wacky with it sometimes, but I see us as the Avengers. So I see colors, I see Semoore fencing, I see D's appliance repair, I see, CMC contractors, I see all of these different individuals and companies helping to rebuild our community in a serious way every day, all day long, 24 hours a day now, right? So when I saw Sam come in there and I saw that green and blue logo, I said, and then I saw him and what he was putting out there, I said, this brother right here,
he gets it.
That's the Fence Avenger right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Marvel Comics. You know what I'm saying? I didn't buy comic books, but I like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Fence Avenger.
I just ever since he came
because you was already doing the Obama head and all that, so I already know.
But I saw his quality, his work, and then I worked with him, and he knocked it out the park with that fence, and then he fenced up another vacant lot front back. Neither did he realize it.
I didn't even know.
He fenced off another vacant lot that we own on that same block that we're going to possibly build on later.
And your lawyer's fence.
Yeah, an attorney's fence that one of our attorneys that we work with did his fence. And countless referrals. Yeah. And then when I said that this brother is a definition of support, and it doesn't even always take that, but I definitely, I'm a person, I'm going to tell you thank you. And I don't care. I say it too many times, and I don't care what anybody think about me. I'm going to let somebody know when I appreciate them. And this brother, I'm talking about for the last 3 years, he's been the very first sponsor for our what we used to call our Renovation Room Picnic. It's now called the Renovation Room Community Festival.
Yes.
Friday, we were waiting for a point to be able to announce it because we were going back to the Forest Reserve and we wanted to make sure everything was solid. We announced it. I couldn't even post the announcement good before Sam was texting me and Zelling over his commitment to be a gold sponsor for this event. I'm talking about I didn't even get the post. I was literally about to post when you text me. Like, seriously, you know what I'm saying? So the gala, he steps up, he supports that. I mean,
and came with a whole table. He bought a whole table,
and not just it's not just the monetary.
But it was his people. So I'm like, but it's like people he
brings.
Yes, and they are a different caliber of people. They are fun with the picnic.
And
we had a great time.
Even with his mentorship, with like you said, he don't speak about this a lot, but he's helped and mentored and spoken with a number of our Renovation Room Contractors Association.
Yeah.
Businesses that go to him, he's always open to them, and they some of them let me know, and you don't even know they told me about it, right? And even beyond that, he was the first person to sign up for the Renovation Room Contractors Association.
Yeah.
When I was nervous about that idea, I didn't, honestly, me and Nita would talk about it, and I was practicing.
Didn't even know what it was.
I was nervous. I was like, man, I was like, is somebody really going to pay to be a part of this?
Yes.
And now we got 150 members later. He was number one. And he don't even really need it. But his thing, Sam's thing to me, is, brother, I love what you're doing, and I'm simply going to support it. And I just want to say thank you for that.
Yes.
No, from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
I'm here anytime you got any need, even if we disagree sometimes, because, whatever. That's we human, but brother, I appreciate you, man, and everything that Semoore Fencing has done for the Renovation Room.
I appreciate the Renovation Room.
Man.
Yeah, I was still looking to go into corporate America into the Renovation Room, and it took off. And
who told you about the Renovation Room?
His name was Steve.
Okay.
Steve.
He's not part of the association.
Is he in the group?
Oh, yeah,
he's in the Renovation Room.
Oh, that's fine. No,
his name is Steve Cotton. He owns Midwest Windows Direct.
Oh, okay, cool.
A big window and door company up.
Shout out, Steve.
All right, well, good job.
Steve's wonderful. He's a wonderful guy. But he invited me. He's like, man, if you want to never work for nobody else again, join this, tell them what you do, and just do what you do. And I said,
and that's exactly what you did.
It's a Facebook group.
I know.
They got 6,000 people in there.
I know.
And now we at what? 32,000?
Yeah, so.
That's insane.
Congratulations
to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you the epitome of it, bro. Because like I say, I'll never forget me and Nita driving to work. Everybody know the story. I told it a million times, and I can see her rolling her eyes right now. But driving to work, I said, Nita, I just want to bring us together. And I want our people to work with. At the time, I would always hear, there aren't any good contractors out there that look like us. And I was like, that's crap, because at the time, I had a team of guys I was working with every day. And I said, no, that's not true. I said, I'm going to bring us all together, and we'll see what they do. And here we sitting.
Yeah, years later.
2024, and I think we just starting, actually.
I agree.
Man,
I think because we have decided to really make this our focus, make the community our focus, sure. And make the different businesses our focus. Because before we were doing it, I was doing it with my job. Now we really decided, like, okay, this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
And it warms our heart to see other people do well.
Yeah.
So
I'm a servant, bro. I mean it. When I tell you, anytime a new business join our association, I tell you, I work for you now.
Yeah.
I mean that. Like, you got a problem. We helped the young brother draft his business plan last week.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that, bro.
Yeah.
And he because he's trying to grow his business. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
Y'all will see more from him real soon, because he's really been doing the work to grow his business.
Okay, so tell me, let's tell the people.
We good.
Tell the people how we can reach Semoore Fencing.
For sure.
All right. Easiest way is to call, and you'll probably have to leave a voicemail or text.
See, because he's
773-398-2400.
One more time.
Semoore Fencing. 773-398-2400. Call, text, leave a voicemail.
You have a website?
We'll respond.
Or a Facebook group? Facebook page?
Facebook group. Semoore Fencing is definitely has a nice Facebook group. You can reach us, Google us, Yelp us, Angie us.
Yes.
Almost everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Ask a friend. They know us.
Ask us. We've used them a few times.
Just drive down the neighborhood and look for them.
Yes.
Gates. You see those signs on the gate.
He has commercials. He was on the news.
Oh, yeah, the early interview at the last picnic.
Yeah, and when they had people was knocking down on fence in Chicago. They had Tia Ewing from Fox News had him on there. So he's been everywhere. So we are honored to have him on our couch. So because soon he gonna be on that yacht he was talking about. He ain't gonna. We're going to be there with him. We're going to be there with him.
So you need a custom fence. You want to design something. You had a dream that something could be. Call me. I can probably make it happen for you. That's what we do all day, every day. This is all we do.
Okay, before you go, is there any latest trends?
My fence is going to be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell you about.
I see.
So when are you doing your fence?
It's called the Candy Apple. You'll see it soon.
So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do for our fence.
Yeah.
Because I need my fence to be so whenever we get our permit.
Yeah, we working on it.
Paperwork,
The Russell's fence is going to be amazing.
Oh, we know. I already know. I'm ready for it.
That's something extra for y'all.
I gotta shake.
Yeah,
Shake a little.
we're doing some new things with some different color composite boards now.
Okay.
You know, we found some different manufacturers, so I can put ocean blue composite around pools now. Ooh. They got green. If people are into like forest and gardens, I can put you some green composite and paint the iron brown so it'll look like, you know, bark and trees, but it's all composite and iron.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
And I like your philosophy with the iron, with the composite
and the iron. That's
because it's a more rigid.
It looks
you can buy.
Yeah,
that's what I like about that. Because a lot of times it's definitely vinyl is not. It doesn't compare as far as
nothing.
I like your.
You can run a car into some iron and composites. Your car will be thoroughly messed up.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Look, I want to give a hug.
All right.